Council of North Chicago. It's a pleasure to be able to speak with you. I've been in Lake County for approximately 20 years. And as you will remember, the veterans of 85, you remember my brother David. And during Dave's manufacturing years, we provided many youth clubs to the Lake County community, particularly North Chicago and Waukegan. And I'm here to introduce to you the Vice President of Business Development of the Boulder Corporation, which is a arm of Purified Power. This is a very unique opportunity. It will allow you to have more jobs in your city, and it will increase the amount of tax base that you have as well. And Mr. Kelly will explain in detail, but the one point that I want to make to you is that we are fully funded by our hedge fund, and we require $0 from you. We require no tax abatement. The land that we will use, we will either lease or buy from you. And I'd like for you to give your undivided attention to Jim Kelly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsett. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this opportunity. As Mr. January has indicated, as Mr. Dorsett has indicated, our company, Workforce Power, and my company, Integrated Energy and Environment Group, we're all about solving environmental problems. We deal with various forms of waste. We use a very universally accepted technology. It's called gasification. You actually have gasification plants already operational in your state. Our patented processes allow us to handle considerably larger volume of waste and to produce useful products from that waste. Ms. January, do we have access to the presentation?
Presentation is up, ready to go, sir.
If you would go to the second chart, please.
Hold on, I'm technically challenged, so give me a second.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's amazing, folks, that as a society, we've been burying our garbage, our trash, for over 4,000 years. And we've studied that trash to find history. And I don't know what you throw away, I know what I throw away. And for future generations to determine what our society was like based on studying our garbage is not a very appealing thought. One of our goals is to stop storing waste in holes in the ground for future generations to figure out how to mitigate that waste. There are a number of environmental protection agency, EPA policies, procedures, and statutes that have to be followed. We are intimately familiar with all of those. The chart that you will be viewing, and if Mr. January, if you could let me know when you're looking at the waste and energy chart.
Waste energy, yes, we're on that screen now.
Well, very simply put, we repurpose the waste, the municipal solid waste, by extracting the synthetic methane and hydrogen and using gas turbine generator to produce electricity. That's one of the products that we make. We also use German technology that developed, German scientists developed the technology in the 1930s. Because quite frankly, they didn't own oil fuel. And they had quite an appetite for fuel. And the German scientists developed technology that allowed them to separate synthetic hydrocarbons from waste. And using a Fischer-Tropsch process, which happened to be the two German scientists that developed this technology, they can make synthetic crude oil. Then using standard uniform refining technology, you make synthetic unleaded gasoline, synthetic diesel that contains no sulfur, and even synthetic jet fuel that powers commercial airlines, among other things. Next chart, please.
Okay, I'm taking a challenge. Give me a moment. Okay, we're there.
This is courtesy of our Department of Environmental Quality here in Illinois. We met with the Deputy Director of Environment and obtained his information. And as you can see, in areas 1 and 2, northwestern Illinois, Chicago metropolitan areas, there are approximately 13 landfills, and about 50% of all the daily tonnage is contained in your neighborhood, in your backyard. About a little over 26,000 tons of municipal solid waste per day are generated within your immediate area. That becomes a very important moment because of the ability of our technology to effectively mitigate that waste and make useful products, all while creating jobs and providing solid economic stimulus for your community. If you go to the next chart, please, Mr. January.
Will do. Remember, I'm taking the challenge. Might take me a second. Okay, go ahead.
A typical plant that we provide to process 2,500 tons of municipal solid waste per day. I've selected these numbers to demonstrate what 5,000 tons of processing per day of municipal solid waste would look like. Something on the order of 250 to 400 direct, permanent new jobs. I call these family raising jobs. They're both blue collar and white collar. Probably 95% of the jobs will be blue collar. And these aren't just general labor jobs, these are skilled jobs, family raising jobs, full benefit packages, health care, retirement, upward mobility. We're building a new industry for our nation, and this is a vital component of how we structure that. Annual payroll, 5,000 ton per day payment, $16,500,000. We can produce roughly 300 megawatts of green electricity and approximately 300,000 gallons of synthetic fuel every 24 hours. It will take approximately $100 million of capital investment to build this plant. And as Mr. Dorson indicated, we're going to bring the capital and the investment and the technology in order to see this project through. We'll provide this stimulus over a 20-year period. We'll stabilize disposal costs for the municipal solid waste. We'll stabilize the cost of electricity for 20 years. And if we make fuel, we'll stabilize the cost of fuel for 20 years. And I know each of you would be excited to know what your electric bill is going to be 20 years from now. But this technology is proven and is capable of supporting those types of things. Next chart, please, Mr. Daniel.
Okay.
So the bottom line up front, and I try to keep this as simple and straightforward so that we can all benefit from what technology represents. We're going to provide new jobs, a minimum of 200 or 2,500 tons per day. We bring all the technology. There will no longer be any waste going to the landfill. We'll bring 100% of the money, somewhere between 350 and 400 million to build the 2,500 ton per day plant. And short of making you drink from a fire hydrant of information and knowledge with its first meeting, there are a lot of key processes that go into these statements. We're going to stabilize for 20 years the cost of waste disposal. We will be in full Environmental Protection Agency compliance for both Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act. There will be a dramatic carbon footprint reduction. All we ask you to provide and the leadership for your community is a 20-year contract for municipal solid waste. Minimum of 2,500 tons per day. But we'll even assist you in obtaining trash from area communities to be processed at this plant so that you get the full benefit of the job. And again, we ask you to stabilize the waste disposal fee, because instead of putting it in the ground, all of that municipal solid waste will come to the plant, and we'll process it. And we're going to need about 8 to 10 acres of land that we're prepared to purchase, lease at fair market value, be a contributing taxpayer in the community with this industry for 20 years. Next chart, Mr. James.
Okay.
Should be no surprise that landfill waste is definitely a poison to our earth. It leaks methane, off gas. It's poisonous to humans, contributes to all kinds of disease and illnesses. And quite frankly, it's the kind of pollution that keeps our citizens safe. This chart, please. Our goal remains environmental safety. We know the technology works. We know how to develop the technology, design and build plants. We're capable of producing the capital to support the investments. We know how to create the jobs. We know how to train the employees. All of those parts and pieces. We need your involvement directly to obtain access to other municipalities that have the responsibility of disposing of the municipal solid waste. That is your role. The more people, the more pay, the greater the opportunity for this industry. Next chart, please. So what's in it for you? Well, you're going to be a direct benefactor of eliminating all the waste going into the landfill. Stabilize your electrical power rate, waste disposal costs at a minimum for 20 years. There will be no increase in cost for municipal solid waste disposal. We'll create new high technology jobs, both white collar and blue collar, for your government as well as for the private sector. We will dramatically reduce air, soil, groundwater contamination prevention. And we will repurpose the waste, put it on the grid and not the ground. Next chart, please. Once we perform our gasification technology, the biochar that remains in our gasification chamber is a very nutrient-rich fertilizer company. There is no waste. We perform a rather exhaustive, efficient recycling recovery process before we ever gasify the waste. We remove the metals, ferrous and the non-ferrous metals. We remove the glass. We remove all of the cemented stuff, tile, brick, rock, and dirt. Because quite frankly, it's more economic to recycle those elements using more traditional recycled methods. Certainly more energy efficient. What's left is what we gasify and produce the electricity in synthetic fuels. By comparison, in incineration or combustion of waste, you still end up with 10% of volume that you have to put somewhere, and that typically goes in landfill. And of course, a landfill, you still have the off-gassing that occurs, even when you cover it with soil. They leak methane. And then you have all of the potpourri of elements that are mixed in landfill itself that add to future environmental concerns. Next chart, please. Our client, Ouroboros Power, has two pilot plants. One in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we send all of our waste analysis to determine the energy content and the various compositions of waste elements. We also have a pilot plant right outside of Berlin in Germany. For our European project, to do the same type of validation of what the characterization look like. Our client, Ouroboros Power, has over 58 national and international patents and patent pending.